Hello, folks. Welcome to the West Coast Sports Junkies, episode number 32. Good show for you tonight. We're short a wheel. We're trying to do this 3-wheel thing again. The original cast members are here. Mr. Dirty Dan was in the center of the universe last week, and I think he hasn't recovered from that yet from his Toronto trip. Ran into him at the pharmacy last night. Not going to get into specifics, but I think he had a good trip in Toronto. Anyways, great show for you tonight. We got we're going to talk some Seahawks and some Geno Smith. Everybody, what an excellent game that was. We'll get into that. We got the Canucks. We got some. I'm pretty sure, and my eyes are burning, but I'm trying to read this. NBA. Oh, my eyes. NBA. We got NBA basketball. We're going to talk about a little bit about that. And then we got, obviously, some baseball, Major League Baseball. Playoffs are always good. Before we get into that, let's talk about our drinks of the evening. Drink o' the evening. I was shockingly surprised to see that at my local watering hole liquor store, I call not watering hole, but I don't drink there, but I buy there. They had some Oktoberfest edition Erdinger. Great beer, great German beer. That's what I got going on tap tonight. And what do you boys got? Mike, what do you guys see? The stem of a bottle there sticking up in front of your face. What is that? Are you sucking on that? What is it?
That's right, man. I'm switching things up this week. So you see, I got the Oilers jersey on. I'm going with a vodka. It's called Octavia. It's locally distilled here in British Columbia at the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. And tonight I'm going to do martinis. So shaking this up here.
You gonna make it through the episode? That's quite the drink
man.
You got going.
I don't know, man. My teams right now are in shambles. The Seahawks, the Canucks, losing to Buffalo.
Oh, come on.
Go Oilers.
Oh, man.
Listen, if you're going to curse the team, it's going to be the Oilers. That's okay. You keep rooting for them. Ty, what do you got on tap?
Well, hey, real quick, did he borrow that jersey from you, Chris? Or no?
No, I have the old home white Gretzky jersey.
Oh.
The
This
ghost
is McDavid, baby.
Yeah, you know what? You couldn't get any two better Oilers jerseys, McDavid or Gretzky, one or the other. I got the old school home Gretzky jersey. I haven't worn it in a long time, but I may have to pull it out soon.
Sure.
What are you wearing there, Ty? What is that shirt?
It's just the greatest basketball player of all time, Kobe Bryant. Everybody can see that.
I thought you were going to say Michael Jordan. Sorry.
The Lakers actually just tipped off for their 2021 season. So I'm really excited about that. But for my drink, I am sipping on a premium lager from Campio Brewing in Alberta, northern Alberta.
Go Oilers.
First time trying this. That's a lager. My favorite. I like it.
Your sweat's going to smell like bitumen after that beer. So. Hey, you guys don't even know what bitumen is.
Excuse me?
You made yourself laugh again.
Oh, man. Oh, you guys are too funny. Too funny. For all you folks out there that don't know what bitumen is, Google it. Okay? That's what these guys are doing right now.
No, I'm actually not. I'm waiting for you to tell me.
No, I'm not telling you. I'm not going to tell you.
Bitumen's a byproduct of oil, isn't it?
It's what it comes with. It's yeah, basically, yeah. Okay, so we got. I got my Bavarian 8.
I thought you called me a bitch man or something.
You kind of are, but so Erdinger beer. It's a Bavarian beer, brewed in its classic tradition since 1886. This is the Oktoberfest version. Highly recommend it. It comes with the glass too, if you're interested at your local liquor store. 5-pack Oktoberfest with the glass. I've got 8 of these glasses now. I'm a huge Erdinger fan. Love the German beer. Anyways, let's get right into it. I really, really thoroughly enjoyed that Seahawks game. That was a game. Hey, I mean, the outcome wasn't good, but for entertainment wise, gotta say, I thought it was over in the first half. I was like, oh, Steelers, Big Ben, all that shit. And then Gino pulls it off with a couple of good plays and ties it up. And yeah, field goal here, field goal there, going overtime. And break it down for us, Mike.
Well, you pretty much did. I mean, that's a pretty good synopsis of the game right there. It was a very boring first half, I would have to say. The Seahawks did not look very good in the first half. I was texting with Ty. I was a little bit behind Ty because I had recorded it and I came home and was watching it. And he was just like, yeah, they look horrible in the first half, and they did. I caught up to live at about halftime. In the second half, you're completely right. It was entertaining. It was back and forth. Looked like we were going to get it done. We tied up the game with the last second field goal, and then we win the toss in overtime. And you just think the Seahawks are going to march down the field and, at least kick a field goal. And then Geno Smith fumbles on the first play. Was it the first play in overtime?
No. They both had possession.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
And then, the second possession, he must have fumbled on the first play or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, like I said, I've just been, it's just been disappointing. That's a game we should have won. I mean, I was thinking when I was watching that game about on these past episodes that we've had, how Dan has been going off about how bad the Steelers are. Don't pick up any of the Steelers players. They suck, blah, blah, blah. And then we lose to them. So maybe I'm just, maybe I'm reading too much into this too early in the season, but I think that's a game we should have won. And I think it's a game we needed to win. And I don't think that it's good time right now to be a Seahawks fan.
Yeah,
well, reading too much and too early into the season. We'll talk about that when we start talking about the Canucks with you guys. No, sorry. Go ahead, Ty. You were going to say.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's too early in the season. I think that was a must-win game. It's an NFL season. There's only 17 weeks in the regular season. We are now 2-4. We're one of the worst teams in the NFC currently, record-wise. We're the worst team in our division. We've been spoiled with Russ. We're used to having Russ get us out of a lot of those situations, like Mike said about, we're used to the Seahawks getting the ball and marching down in overtime and winning. Well, yeah, if we had Russ, that probably would have happened. The Seahawks, yeah, they it just makes you appreciate what made it feel Wilson like that much. Yeah, what
made it feel like we could do it is because he just did it in the last minute of the game. You know what I mean? Geno Smith to tie the game up, and you figured, okay, now just do it again. That's all I gotta do. Exact same thing, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. And what a finish to that game, by the way. We didn't even get into that yet. DK Metcalf with what many, and which I also agree with, a bonehead play. I mean, he was thinking of scoring there. And if you rewatch that 100%. Play, if that ball didn't get punched out, he's running through that other defender right to the end zone. So you can kind of see what he's thinking. But I mean, it was such a risky call. Credit to Russell Wilson for telling Freddie Swain to get the hell up after recovering that fumble to get it spotted to even have a chance to spike the ball. Like the replay officials ended up whistling it dead to take a look at it, which saved us. But no, what a finish. And, I don't think Geno Smith looked great at all. I think he managed the game fairly well until overtime when he obviously lost the fumble. I think the biggest surprise, maybe not surprise, but Alex Collins, what a game he had. And our offensive line. Run blocking. Like we just absolutely took it to the Steelers defensive line all third quarter into the fourth quarter, and we just took it to him. Geno Smith did what he had to do. He completed a few throws, but he's a game manager. He's not the type of quarterback that can put a team on his back and win the game, but that was Pete Carroll football in the second half. Run the ball, control the football game, and not turn the ball over until that unfortunate play in overtime. I felt bad for Geno.
Why?
After that play.
After the play, yeah.
After the fumble, like he
did the same thing in the game before. I mean, how many times are we going to sit here and say we feel bad for this guy? He was a pick In the
that
last
pick
play of the
wasn't
game,
the pick wasn't on him. That was on Lockett falling down the last game.
fair enough. But
no, yeah.
talking about
I mean,
Lockett only gets targeted twice in this game for like 34
that's what I'm
yards.
saying about Geno Smith, right? He's not that type of quarterback. That's why we turned to the run, and why we saw so much Alex Collins, who I thought looked great. I think he could be, our best running back. Honestly, the way he, his vision, the way he hit those holes, he looked like Marshawn Lynch back there. To me,
Yeah, it could be. You said it before. I haven't seen that yet in him, but I still think Carson's going to be the guy when he gets back.
Oh yeah, I agree. But he definitely will have more of a role if he can stay healthy. But that seems to be the problem with all our running backs, is none of them can stay healthy. Now on the negative side of that game, other than the loss, I thought Jamal Adams looked absolutely terrible. He's the highest paid safety in the league. We made him that. We paid him that. We traded our first round pick this year, a whole bunch of other draft picks to get this guy, and he had chances to put his mark on this game. He could have had 2 picks that would have been game-changing interceptions, and he literally dropped the ball and one hit him right in the face. And like, that can't happen. He's got to take some accountability. I don't know if you saw the intros when they do the graphic and what university they're from. Jamal Adams, best in the world or something, he said. Well, he looked like the worst safety in the NFL in that game, and he is the highest paid safety, and I think he's got to take some accountability. And
Love that instant karma, though.
He needs to step up, man. Like,
yeah, he seems definitely quiet. I didn't notice him. I didn't notice Wagner much either in the game, but I felt like the defense played better than they had been. Would you say that?
Totally. I think they did, but to what you were saying about Dan's little rant. So the Steelers' defense is really good. I will say that. Their offense, though, it's pretty terrible. Outside of their rookie running back there, Najee Harris, Ben Roethlisberger is a walking corpse out there in the football world. Like, he shouldn't be playing. He is terrible. They lost Juju to injury. I mean, they were banged up. So I don't know if it was so much our defense looked great. I do think they look better, but I mean, a lot of that had to do with Pittsburgh's offense, in my opinion.
Everything okay over there, Ty?
Yeah, just my guard dog. Some things out.
Walking corpse. I like that. He did look old though, eh? Oh.
No, like, he's been a good quarterback, obviously, Super Bowl winning quarterback. But I think Pittsburgh would be better off going off with Dwayne Haskins. I think is backing up Roethlisberger. But just my opinion. And they beat us, and that puts our season in serious jeopardy. And you have to wonder if they're gonna rush Russ back if the season's already lost.
I wouldn't either way.
Well,
but I think Russ wants to be back. To see him pregame.
Yeah,
he's out there like he's the man.
I've only seen a few quarterbacks that they've showed, like Drew Brees does that. I mean, I guess for him, he just keeps him sharp, right? He even went out there and probably ran through usually the first series or the first set of plays they have already kind of mapped out, planned out. So he was kind of going through that and making his reads, talking in the huddle. I thought it was a little much, but Russ tends to do these things. It was entertaining. I'll give him that.
Yeah, a little odd, but to each their own.
Yeah, no, 100%. But yeah, there was some crazy football games this weekend. The Monday nighter was really good. I don't know if you guys caught the end of that one. Tennessee upsetting Buffalo, who was the number 1 seed in the AFC. That Dallas New England game was crazy, back and forth. Dallas pulled that off in overtime. And how about the Jags getting their first win of the season? Trevor Lawrence, your quarterback there, you get confused as to if he's a man or woman.
My date of the prom, I can't tell.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was a good week in the NFL. It was exciting for sure. And then Seahawks had primetime game, back-to-back primetime, and then this week coming up, looking forward, we got another primetime game Monday nighter. So 3 in a row. It's pretty crazy. Gotta love it as a Seahawks fan, but I just wish they were playing a little bit better. And
if we had our quarterback in there, right?
Yeah, we need more pieces of the puzzle than that. But yeah, for sure, that would help. It'd make it more exciting. That's for sure.
I think Russ playing that game, it would have been a Seattle win.
100%.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Well, he would have targeted Lockett more than twice, I would assume.
And you look back even to the Rams game when he got hurt. I mean, Russ is in that game. We could have won it too. So
yeah.
But like I said, it just shows how important he is. And that, like, I don't, but a lot of people take him for granted, and all of the, he covers up all the mistakes and the terrible offensive line at times. And, he just works his magic and gets things done, which a lot of other quarterbacks in the league couldn't do.
All right. Well, that was an interesting week in the NFL. I'm going to turn it over to Team Negativity on the other side here. Why don't you give us the Canucks update, Ty?
Team Negativity?
Yeah, Team 10 Negativity. The text messages, if our fans saw what you wrote to me, which I might expose you for.
What did I say? Please tell me that it was embarrassing. They looked terrible. Do you not agree? Do you think they look good tonight?
It's game 4. Come on, man. It's an 82-game season.
Yeah, exactly. And these last 2 games are what could keep us from getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, but it always happens this way.
If we want to be a different Canuck team, we need to win these games.
Dude, okay? It's the first, Buffalo's 3-0. Okay, they're obviously on the mother of all streaks for that team. They're going to have another 2 wins, and then they're going to fizzle out for the rest of the year. This happens. It happens.
So let's talk about it here. We got
let's talk about it. Have we been fully? We've had one injury consistently for every game, and not small players. And I'm not talking size. I'm talking small pieces of puzzle. Because Hughes is a small guy, right? Not small players.
He didn't play.
Hughes is out tonight. Yeah, and if he played, I think it would have been a little bit different. I think that the 2-1 lead would have been extended. And nobody's talking about the refs, but I'm sorry. Like this, I don't know if you guys watch.
Team Negativity, your team excuses. Jesus.
No, I'm not. I'm not making excuses.
I've heard is excuses here.
No, I'm flabbergasted by the referees, and not just on our side, on both sides. I don't understand what the fuck these guys are doing. Like, make a consistent call. Like, you're gonna trip Rathbone in the middle in the hash marks. You're gonna trip him like that, so blatantly trip him. Call a fucking penalty. Like, you're calling other bullshit all the whole time. I don't know, refs.
Yeah, like, you know what helps, Kovac? This martini right here. It helps with that.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, it does. It does. But I'm not gonna press the panic button like so many other Canuck fans do. Like Team fucking Sakaris and Price here.
We're just seeing the same shit. I know it's 4 games in, but this is already starting a trend. We blew a 2-goal lead late in Philly. We are lucky to win a shootout there, and then we go into Detroit, lose there. Now we just lose to Buffalo, and we're already 4 games in. Yeah, that's still early, but the same mistakes, the same things are happening that we are accustomed to seeing as Canuck fans.
Okay,
and you're not jump in here off the season well,
and just say that you guys are both right. Okay, you guys are both right. It is a little bit too early to freaking throw in the towel.
Mr. Drowning your sorrows and martinis over there.
You guys gotta try one of these, man. It's great. Ty, you're right, because these last 2 games are winnable games. We needed to win these games, and they could come back to haunt us later on in the season. But we played well in our first game. We were down 2 goals. We were recording that night. We came back in the third period to tie it up. Went to a shootout, so we got the points. We lost the game in the shootout. The next game we were in Philly. Is it Philly, right?
Yep.
We blew a 2-goal lead there in the last 3 minutes of the game. Very Canuck-esque. Right?
Yes,
like, oh no, here we go. But we ended up winning that game in a shootout. Okay, we'll let it slide. And then we play Detroit, lose, and then we play at Buffalo, which I thought today was a guaranteed win. Can't believe we lost that game. That's why We're going with the martinis tonight,
So
fellas. But
so
it's a long season.
hold on. So that Detroit game, I was actually pretty happy with that game, with the effort and with the way that they looked. I just think that they were unlucky. Does anybody care to comment on that?
I think they outplayed Detroit, and they just couldn't. They needed a bounce, and they didn't get it for a goal to even up the game, especially late. But yeah, I'll agree with you there.
Mm-hmm.
But they still lost. I mean,
yeah, they lost. I mean, you're gonna have more moral victories and losses all the time. Today they outright lost
over into Buffalo, right?
Yeah, they outright lost this game today, and it's just a fact of our existence at the moment. So, not much we can do about it.
Let's talk about it. Go ahead. Sorry.
I just say, we move on to the next game and see what happens, and stop, pressing the panic button. Jesus Christ, come on.
I was going to say, let's talk about a couple of notable discussion points that we've touched on, throughout the summer and stuff like that, like the OEL deal. What do you guys think? What would you grade him so far in the first 4 games that we've seen him play? How do you guys think he's doing?
He's doing great.
Think he's a good move?
I think he's doing pretty well.
I like the Garland piece more than I like the OEL, but I think they're both doing okay for considering what we, got rid of.
Yeah, Garland's that guy, especially I noticed it in the Detroit game when the team's not playing well, like he'll get in there and, kind of get the team going. He threw that kind of weird hit on Zadina.
He called him a midget.
He called him a midget. He knocked him. It was a clean hit. He just kind of backed into him. And I think Zadina literally hit the numbers on his back, no?
It was a reverse hit. He hit him like right with his back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Garland's nameplate was imprinted in Zadina's cheek. Like that's where he hit him.
I think
this little midgets guy,
that post game press conference was pretty funny. I would say
that made me laugh.
But yeah, the new pieces, I think they look pretty good. I really like Garland. I like what I see from Ekman-Larsson. Pullman's being forced, especially in this game, he was exposed a little bit. You really noticed him more with Quinn Hughes out, like Chris said, which is, it's going to happen though over the course of the season. Players are going to get banged up, have to miss a game here and there. And I thought we did a pretty good job depth-wise this offseason. Thank you, Jim. So, Mike, I know it's early, but we might need to switch the narrative over to your buddy Green there, because Jim went out and got him the pieces, and now it's up to Travis to get them in form and win some games here.
You just want to fire people every single day.
I didn't say fire. No. I just said
I know what you're thinking. I know exactly what you're thinking.
No.
I believe
it's on to him. Like we've been talking about it. Jim Benning, he went out. Not everyone may agree with the moves he made, but you can't say they weren't bold and they didn't improve our team, because they did. So maybe
I would agree with you
Chris
that
says
Green's first to go before Jim.
Maybe it is early, and he's just trying to work these new pieces in together, figure out some lines. So yeah, let's hope that is the case, and we'll see some improvement. We are going into Chicago, who's also been struggling on Thursday night next.
Look at your favorite goalie there now.
Fleury, he's on my fantasy team. Is he?
Oh God.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Isn't he?
He got chased out of the net after about 5 goals, I think, in the first period or something last game I saw.
Man.
He had a rough start.
I got Demko as well. Not a good night for my fantasy team, boys. But
it's early.
Yeah, exactly. So let's look forward. So coming up, we're at the Blackhawks, and then we're at the Kraken. And then we're finally home, right?
Yeah.
So that's a big game for you there, Ty. They won in Seattle. Who are you cheering for?
Oh, 100% the Canucks, man. Come on.
Yeah, right.
And then the game after that, where Hearts
the Wild,
opening, correct?
Yeah, 26. We're playing the Minnesota Wild, I believe, here. You got tickets to that, don't you?
No, I have the Oilers game, the 30th. I think this
Wild look good.
But on that note, Mike, you just said October 26th is our home opener.
Yeah.
The province today, the health authority announced that October 25th in Vancouver, it's different city to city, but in Vancouver, 100% full capacity will be allowed at Rogers Arena for the Canuck home opener.
Cray.
That's awesome, man. You know what? I've had enough of this. I'm not going. I'm staying home.
Really?
Hell no, man. I'm going to be either at the game or I'm going to be at a bar watching the game. This is ridiculous.
We should get tickets.
It's been 2 years
opener,
now.
eh?
It feels like
we should do a Junkies outing.
What do you think, Chris? Shall we do it?
What night is it?
It's a Thursday night.
Okay.
Oh yeah, let's do it. We just got to pre-warn our wives.
It's a Tuesday night.
Ooh,
It's a recording night. We should just go set up shop right by the Nielsen flag statue and just have our little convo.
That would be pretty awesome, actually.
That would be, yeah. Everybody in their gear. Which you can wear that jersey, Mike, and support your martini glass at the same time.
Nope, I'm not. I'll have the martini glass, so I'll have this bottle of. I don't leave home without the Octavia.
Yeah. I never heard of Octavia until you guys start talking about it.
Buddy on my hockey team rants about it, so we bought some of it. I guess one of his buddies is involved in it, whatnot. So it's really good. You guys try it.
Yeah, I'm waiting to get my half there if it's not drank. By the
Yeah,
time
Ty and I
next.
split a case. So.
But yeah, on the Canuck front, there's a few other stories. Obviously, Travis Hamonic is now away from the team for personal reasons, which is some weird loophole with the salary cap.
Yeah, I mean,
there's a lot there we don't know.
Yeah, and I don't really care to speculate on that right now until we do get some sort of.
I'm hearing some vaccination issues potentially, that he is unvaccinated is the reason, but just hearsay. We don't really know what's going on, like Chris said, but still interesting, and that is another problem for the Canucks. Like that's he would be in our top four on our defense. Right?
If you look at tonight's lineup, him and Hughes are missing. They're supposed to be the top pairing.
So that's what I mean. So it is a big story. But yeah, Benning just announced he was away for personal reasons. So we hope he's okay and makes it back to us sooner than later, because that's $3 million in cap space sitting there too. Mm-hmm. That they could go out and potentially make a move if he's not going to be with the team. So we'll see how that plays out. And there's also another kind of disturbing story. I hope it's not to do with the fact of who he is, but there was reports out this weekend that Jim Benning's son was attacked in Yaletown outside of Banter Room, which is a bar down there. Did you guys hear about that?
Where were you this weekend, Ty?
Yeah. Thank you, Jim.
I'm trying to think now, actually.
Yeah, outside of Banter Room, huh, Ty?
You need an alibi, Ty, or what?
But yeah, that's it's terrible. I hope it. I don't think he's a well-known guy like his kid. I don't think he's going around. I don't think anyone going around bragging they're Jim Benning's son in this.
No, I wouldn't be
in this city, right? Might be a little dangerous.
Like
I walk around wearing a hat saying "Thank you, Jim" on it.
Surprised you didn't get your block knocked off yet.
But there's so many, like, downtown is super sketchy. There's always so many issues. It could have been anything, right? It could have been over an Uber, a cab, like who knows, right? But
yeah, that's what they were saying.
It was all over the headlines. So
yeah, it's real. Vancouver's the worst for that kind of stuff. Remember Lucic when he came down, when he was partying downtown, and he gets all these Vancouverites want to kick his ass.
Well, that was 100% provoked though. Like they knew who he was and they just wanted to fight.
Were you one of the ones that wanted to kick his ass, Mike? We were there with him at wasn't it at Caprice or LED or something?
No, I did not want to kick his ass. Are you kidding me? He would kick my ass. I had a beer with him one night. It was awesome.
But yeah, there's a lot of bitter Canuck fans that take this shit way too far. That don't just drown their sorrows in martinis. They head out and try to create problems. So thanks for being responsible, Mike.
You're welcome, buddy.
All right. Well, yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't even know what to say. Let's talk about the match, the 12 holes. What's going on there, Mr. Mike?
Yeah, so the PGA Tour, they set up the match again. It's a pay-per-view event, and last year it was Phil Mickelson versus Tiger. I think they did it 2 years in a row. Ty, you can.
They did, yeah. I think they did.
They did, but last year they had Peyton Manning and Brady.
That's right.
In with them.
Right.
The year before it was just Tiger versus Phil.
Right, and it was pretty. I mean, it was pretty awesome. I mean, I tuned in for that. I thought it was pretty cool. Everyone who doesn't want to see Lefty and Tiger going at it head to head. We tune in on Sunday every Sunday if it's on a major and having them go at it. It was awesome. This year, obviously, with the controversy between Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka. I don't know how they did it, but they're able to set up the match. Those two are going at it. And I mean, take my money.
Yeah, but I mean, they're on better terms now. There was the Ryder Cup, right? A couple weeks ago, they were on the same team. They had to interact and go to dinners and go to all these events and stuff. So I think that helped probably set this up, because before that, I don't think you would have wanted. Well, we wanted to see these guys in the same room, but I don't think the PGA wanted to see them in the same room, or, even in the same pairing. They wouldn't even pair them up for tournaments to start. Remember, we were talking about that in past episodes, how we thought it would have been perfect to capitalize on that opportunity. But like you said, take my money. I'm going to watch.
Yeah, man.
I hope Brooks smashes his face. I'm not a huge Bryson guy.
I think that it would be perfect to set up for the next year's one. If you can get a Tiger, Phil, and mix in these two too, you have a weekend event kind of thing, or something a little bit bigger. If DeChambeau wins, because Koepka is going to be pissed, and then DeChambeau could throw in his face all year long, right? To build up this next one, because it seems to me that Koepka is a little bit more of a hothead than DeChambeau is, when it comes to stuff like this. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Can't wait to see it. Yeah.
It's in Vegas too. I'm not too sure about the course, but it might be at that Shadow Creek where Tiger and Phil had their match 2 or 3 years ago.
Do you know when it is, Ty?
No, I think it's around American Thanksgiving.
So it's next month. It's November.
Yeah, I think it's near the end of November.
Nice.
But yeah, while we're on the golf topic, how about Rory? Quietly, well, not quietly, but it's just because it's not during the peak PGA season, but he won the CJ Cup, which was played in Las Vegas this past weekend, for his 20th career victory, which seems kind of low to me when you think of Rory and how long he's been around now, all the tournaments he's in contention in. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think he would have had more tournaments?
He's still really young, I would say, and 20 wins on tour is a lot for most of these people. Mm-hmm. And but talking about this week, I was actually rooting for Rickie, who went into Sunday with a lead. Then Rickie Fowler, our buddy Joe Amato doesn't really like Rickie Fowler, but having him in contention was fun. Had he had pulled off the W, I think he would have been. I think he might even be in. I shouldn't talk about this. I think he's going to be in the Masters now, just for coming second. No.
I don't know about this tournament. I don't think
had he pulled off the win, he probably would. He would be in the Masters.
But like you said, it was awesome to see him back in the mix. It was a strong field. There was a lot of big names in it, so it wasn't just a watered down tournament. But like you said, he had the lead after 3 rounds. It was his first lead in the tournament. I think I saw in 928 days or something. They had it all worked out. It was too bad he didn't get it done, but he finished 3rd. It's a nice payday. It moved him up from, I don't know, I think 150th in the world rankings or something to 82nd. So, he's moving in the right direction. Hopefully that gets him kickstarted for next season. Well, actually this season, but you know what I mean, after Kapalua and that. But yeah, and it was surprising. Well, not really surprising when you think how much money there's in golf now, but He's the 24th player in PGA history to eclipse the $40 million career earnings mark without endorsements. That's just from earnings on the golf course. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That's pretty crazy, and it makes me think of, like, I think it was Kevin Kisner talking, after an interview, and he was saying that he hasn't won many tournaments, but he's like, they pay a lot of money for coming in 20th. You know what I mean?
100%.
So yeah, Rickie hasn't won many tournaments. He hasn't won a major, and the biggest tournament he's won is the Players. And other than that, I can only think of maybe 3 or 4 more that he's won on tour.
I think he's got 5 wins.
Okay, so he's been in the mix. He's been in the top. He's been in the mix in majors. Think second,
about that.
Third.
That what was a 2-year stretch where he was, or I know it was at least a year. I think it was like a year and a half, maybe 5-6 tournaments in a row where he was in the top 5 of every major, something like that.
And he just felt like it was coming soon. But hasn't happened for him yet. I still have hope. I think that it will. I don't think that he's done. But yeah.
No, me neither. And I think, Spieth had that little lull in his career where it looked like he was just done, right? Like he lost his game. He came back strong, obviously, this year. He won a tournament and, started contending in big tournaments again. And I think, Fowler could do the same thing this year. This was a strong start to his season. Top 3 in a strong field, like that will definitely give him some confidence. And yeah, golf's a lot more fun when he's in the mix too. He's great for the game of golf.
Absolutely, he's one of those needle movers, just like Tiger, to obviously a smaller extent, but definitely a notable player. We want to see it in the mix.
Well, yeah, and even like actually, I just brought up when you think about how hard it is to win on tour. Like Rory, the great Rory McIlroy has 20, and Fowler's got a quarter of those. So I mean, it's tough to win. There's so much talent on tour, and that's the Tiger effect, right? All these young guys grew up watching Tiger, and look what he's done for golf.
Yeah,
made it
absolutely
super competitive.
Totally.
All right. Well, that brings us down to the Major League Baseball. Shout out to Muchacho for this one. Ty, what do we got? Major League Baseball.
Yeah, like you said, we had a few complaints from our past episode that we didn't get into any playoff baseball. Mm-hmm. I will say playoff baseball is a lot of fun to watch.
It's the only baseball to watch. Oops.
Every pitch means so much, right?
Yeah, it's just there's so much energy, the crowd, like you said, every pitch means so much. But just a real quick update here for that. So in the NLCS, the Dodgers are actually down 2-1 in the series to the Braves, but they did get a huge win tonight, making it a series. So it's now, like I said, 2-1. I'm pulling for the Dodgers in that one. And on the other side, in the ALCS, the Boston Red Sox are up 2-1 on the cheaters, the Houston Astros, the signed Steelers. Can't stand the Astros. I hope Boston destroys them. And that they're in game 4 tonight, and the last I saw, Boston was up. But anyways, they're leading the series 2-1. I hope they go on to beat the Astros, the cheaters, and yeah, who are you guys pulling for in these playoffs this year?
I can go either way. Mike, who do you got?
As you always do, eh? Go.
You know what? Just because of all the friends I have in Texas, I may be going for the cheaters, Ty. I may be going for the Houston Astros. Hey, man.
All right.
Everything's bigger in Texas, okay? I've been there. I can say that.
Yeah, I've been there too.
I'm going for the Dodgers, man. Dodgers all the way. That's who I'm going for this year.
Ty, did you go to Dallas?
Yeah.
And did you did you go to the X on Elm Street there?
No.
What? That's like going to New York and not going to Ground Zero, man. Fuck is wrong with you?
Is that where JFK was shot?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right out of time. I was only there a couple days. It was
who shot JFK? Kovac?
Oh, it's debated.
This guy is such a conspiracy theorist, man.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, he is. But Chris, the last 100%. Day I was there, I was gonna go. We were gonna walk down and check it out, and they had something going on, and it was all blocked off. The streets were all blocked off. Couldn't even get an Uber to the airport. Anyways, long story short, didn't end up getting there, but Dallas was a fun place. I would definitely go back.
I hear it's nice. Houston's just really big. Houston is a massive city. When I went there, I'm just, you know what? Great sports in Houston, right? You got the Texans, you got the Astros. Real, like every high school, you know, so what's funny? Every high school in Houston has like a grade A football field. Every single one of them.
High school in Texas, man. Not even in Houston. Like even the small towns. Football is everything, man. Friday night lights. That's what it's all about down there. But yeah, like we stayed in Dallas, but we were all over the map. Like the Cowboys Stadium is in Arlington, Texas. We went to a TCU college football game, which was in Fort Worth. So it's not like we were just, you know, hanging out in downtown Dallas the whole trip. But no, yeah, good spot. And I don't like that you're cheering for the Astros, but what can I do? I'm pulling for the Red Sox. So looks like we just got ourselves a little shot bet. What do you guys think?
Well, isn't it just like you to go for the Boston team? Isn't it just like you?
I've been to Boston Red Sox games, actually a game. Fenway, one of the oldest ballparks in the States. So yeah, I'll cheer for them.
Yeah, I know. You love the Patriots. You love the Bruins. Like you're just all about Boston.
That's definitely not true.
Oh, yes, it is. Don't be your closet. I do love Tom Brady. I would give Tom Brady a hug if I saw him and be like, man, I like you.
Whoa, I'm glad you stopped at hug. I thought you were going to say something else.
But, you think I'd...
He'd do more.
He's a good-looking guy, man. Come on. He's a good-looking guy.
Okay, well, I thought we were skipping the dirty time segment this week, so...
Anyways.
Oh, ouch. I told you Dan had the dirty time in Toronto. That's why he's not here with us tonight. He's recovering. All right. So no dirty time because Dirty Dan is dirty out. Dirty. We will talk UFC though. Mike, you did have an update for us on what's happening there.
Yes, I do, man. There's not too much happening there. It feels like it's been a while since we had a big UFC event, but there is one coming up. It's coming up on October 30th. It'll be UFC 267, and there'll be 2 title fights there. We have Blackwoods fighting and Peter Yan trying to get his title back. But we'll break down that card next week. This week, I want to give it a quick little shout out to a local boy. His name is Lance Gibson Jr., who fought last weekend in Belator 268 in Phoenix, Arizona, a lightweight belt at 155. He wins by ground and pound in the second round. I think it was a minute 44 into the second round. He moves to 5-0 in his professional career. And Lance Gibson Jr. fights out of Gibson. I've had too many martinis. Gibson MMA in Port Moody. Obviously, his father, Lance Gibson Sr., an ex-UFC veteran. And I just want to give a shout out to them. You know, love everything that they do. I trained there years ago. I remember Lance Gibson Jr. when he was a boy at the gym. And obviously, Julia Budd, the Bellator or the ex-Bellator champion. She's got a fight coming up as well. I'd love to have them on the show one day. Lance Gibson Sr. or Jr. or Julia, any one of them, you're always invited. We're fans. Congratulations, 5-0. I hope to see this guy in the UFC one day.
All right, it's time to put an end to this episode 32 weeks of the West Coast Sports Junkies. Just in my head. Thanks for tuning in. It's a great show. No dirty time this time, but we all know that you're ready for next week when we will get down and dirty again. So special thanks to my son. I asked him to come and do the intro, but he didn't want to. 9 years old today. 9 years old. Marco, happy birthday. And that's all I got, boys. What do you got?
Happy birthday, Marco. Cheers to you, buddy. 9 years old.
Yeah, happy birthday, buddy. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to check us out at www.westcoastsportsjunkies.ca.
Adios, folks.